60 Minutes Overtime.
Maybe if I was boring in the interview, I could just, cut my own head off or something.
This is not a typical 60 Minutes profile.
This week, veteran 60 Minutes producer John Hamlin added Lady Gaga to the long list of musicians he's profiled.
It was not an absolute no-brainer for the executives here at 60 Minutes, and it took a little time for them to warm up to the idea.
I just wanted to walk you guys to the old rehearsal space.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
For Lady Gaga, and it's the biggest piece of televised press she'll ever do in her life.
Cameras, right?
She knows that, and once she said I'm in, she was all in.
Me and Anderson are jaywalking.
In every place that we went, she gave us more time than she promised. That's why when I said I need 5 minutes on the street in New York, an hour later she left.
Look at San Loco. That's where I used to go for tacos.
And she showed us all kinds of stuff that we really didn't need.
That they have great margaritas to go here.
But she wanted to show us.
We're going to do it the New York way.
Lady Gaga also wanted to show 60 Minutes where she lived before she was famous, in this building on the Lower East Side.
Even when you were living here, and even when things weren't going well, you thought it was still going to work out. Is that true?
On the steps of the building where she once dreamed of fame, she seemed ready for her big emotional moment on 60 Minutes.
I mean, just looking at these cameras in this hallway is like... I never thought about it, Anderson. I never thought about if it would work out or not. I just love it. And to see these lights and these cameras in this hallway is validation for me of years and years of struggle and passion.
As the cameras were rolling, it occurred to me, this is like interviewing Jim Morrison or Janis Joplin when they were 24 years old. They were at the apex of their creative powers, their popularity. They weren't jaded yet, and that's where she is right now. She's absolutely still on the way up, and she's enjoying every last minute of it. She played us 5 songs from her new record, but we were only able to record, a very short bit of one song. But she's in our face, singing to us and dancing. And do you get up and dance with her? Do you look at her? Do you look down and tap your? It's always an uncomfortable.
What did you do?
That's good.
Come on, you ready? You good? All right. Everyone settled?
Over 3 months, Hamlin and the 60 Minutes cruise shot almost 15 hours of footage in London, Milan, and New York.
We're done.
Okay, we're done. All right.
From what I understand, you studied. I mean, you were a student of music, you're a student of fashion.
It took Hamlin and Cooper weeks in the edit room to whittle that down to about 12 and a half minutes for the broadcast.
Well, John Hamlin and I are basically working on the Lady Gaga script, and this is my favorite part of the process. I mean, I like doing interviews, I like meeting the people, but putting it all together is one of the more fun things. Well, why don't we just make it simple? Trying to get away from the paparazzi, she took us to the outskirts of London, to a small pub for a drink.
Fine. Perfect. That's good.
Trying to get away from the paparazzi, she took us to the outskirts of London, to a small pub for a drink.
So this is where all the nakedness
This is where you do
happens.
On every 60 Minutes story, some great footage inevitably hits the cutting room floor. We liked this tour of Gaga's backstage dressing room.
It's very small.
Very glamorous.
Not at all. They always have the name of the city here for me because I sometimes forget. These are sort of my pride and joy pieces over here.
So basically, these are sparks that come out of your breath.
Yes, and then naturally, as the years went on, I decided I had to make a matching bikini bottom just because I, can. This is unplugged panty. Who has that in their dressing room? Just me.
You go through all of her clothes in that quick change rooms, and she'll tell you every designer, where it came from. It's all really well thought out.
I do the Bad Romance choreography in these shoes while this metal is digging into the side of my calves.
It's got to take some practice.
It does. And Advil. And the rest of the show's done in something a little bit lower, so I was born this way, baby. The truth is, I'm just as delusional today as I was when I was 18. Is that I was 18 telling everyone around me, I'm going to be a superstar, and everybody's going, yeah, whatever, she's an egomaniac. And then, ha-ha,